Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. I am super excited about this episode, but before I get into it, I just want to mention that I have been making some YouTube videos with some helpful tools and tips and secrets on improving and up-leveling your relationships. So if you're interested in learning some more tools and secrets and some tips and any advice, feel free to follow along, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Whitney Wells Coaching, so you can find me there. That would be awesome. All right, so today we're going to talk about a super fun topic. We're going to talk about how to enjoying your partner completely. So I'm going to dive into exactly what that means. Do you want to enjoy your partner more? But maybe something feels off, or maybe something just doesn't feel exactly right, but you really want to enjoy them more. You want to enjoy your partner completely. Well, you're not alone, and nothing is wrong with you if you feel like something is off, if you feel like something just isn't right. You're not alone. So don't be worried. You are not the only one who feels this way. And I do have the tools and the secrets that you can use and you can start applying immediately to enjoy your relationship more, to enjoy your partner more. And you can have fun while doing it. You can have enjoyment while enjoying your partner more at the highest level. So I want you to ask yourself and think of these answers. Why is your partner hard to love sometimes? What prevents you from loving and enjoying your partner more? Now ask yourself this. Ask yourself these two questions. What comes up for you? Give yourself a second to think of those. And as I go through this, refer back to those. Now, what I'm going to go over today is I'm going to go over being perfectly imperfect. And then I'm going to go over loving unconditionally. And lastly, I'm going to go over how to use both of these, so being perfectly imperfect and loving unconditionally, to enjoy all of your partner. And have fun while doing it. You're going to have that enjoyment while enjoying them. You're going to have fun, which sounds great, doesn't it? So by the end of this, you will have the secrets to enjoying your relationship, to enjoying your partner, to enjoying yourself more. So first, we're going to talk about perfection. The idea of this perfect relationship. Now, it sounds so nice, right? We all want to reach that perfect place, that ideal version in our head. But perfection is impossible. Perfection is not attainable. When we strive for perfection, we will always be chasing it because it is unattainable. We'll never be satisfied because we're always reaching for that perfect, ideal relationship, or we'll want our partner to be that perfect person, but it is not attainable. So we're never going to be satisfied if we want perfection. We'll always be wanting ourselves to be perfect if that's what we're striving for, and that is unattainable as well. People are not perfect. This means both your partner, you, other people that you have relationships with, and the relationship itself is not perfect. And that itself is perfect. So if you can shift your mind to the place where being imperfect is actually what we are striving for, is actually the goal. Being imperfect is actually the goal instead of being perfect. That's what we want to. That's where we want to shift our minds. We aren't robots, right? Everyone is a human. And that's what leads me to humanness. Instead of striving for that ideal or perfect relationship, instead of striving to be perfect yourself or have your partner be that ideal version, try dropping into the place where we are all human. We don't always get things, quote unquote, right. We are, quote unquote, wrong sometimes. Your partner is both right and wrong. We are all perfectly imperfect humans, and that is amazing. So the key to this is wanting that imperfect relationship, wanting to drop into that humanness and see it for the amazingness that it is. What if we didn't want a perfect relationship? When we don't strive for that perfection or want perfection for ourselves, for your partner to be that perfect person, for your relationship to be that perfect relationship, you open yourself up to enjoying all the aspects, all the flaws, all the imperfections, all the humanness of it. So for me, this comes up when I'm striving for perfection with being the perfect mom and wife. I want to be the perfect mom and wife, and I find myself striving for this. But when I want perfection, I actually create the opposite outcome for myself. So I'm going to break that down a little further. When I focus on reaching this unattainable goal of being the perfect mom and wife, I show up as not my best self. So when I slow this down, we can see why this is. So I have the thought, I need to be the perfect mom and wife. This is my thought that I have. This thought creates the feeling of pressure for me. And when I feel pressure, the way that I behave is I am short with myself and my family. I snap at them more easily. I'm hard on myself. I don't smile and laugh as much with them. This is how I show up and how I behave when I am feeling pressure and when I'm thinking I need to be the perfect mom and wife. And as my outcome, what I create for myself, my experience is I am not showing up as the mom and wife that I want to be. So it's the opposite of what I actually want. When I'm striving to be perfect, I create the opposite. I hold myself back from what I actually want. So think of ways that you want to be perfect or want your partner to be perfect, to be the ideal version. Think of that question that we asked earlier. Why is your partner hard to love sometimes? How does he or she not reach your desired ideal version of your relationship? And then ask yourself, what if you and your partner aren't perfect, right? We talked about being human. You're not perfect. What if you and your partner are not perfect and instead you are human? And this is actually the best news. So what people actually do, how they act, how they behave, isn't actually who they are. So when we think about your partner not being perfect, you not being perfect, both of you being human. It's important to remember that what they do, what you do, doesn't make up who you are. What you and they do are simply just actions and behaviors. These behaviors aren't who you are. They don't make up all of you. But your thoughts about these behaviors, whether they're your partner's behaviors or your behaviors or somebody else's behaviors, right? They determine how you feel. Your thoughts that you are choosing to focus on determine how you feel. So think of the things that your partner does that you don't like. Think of those things that come to mind. And know that you have the power to feel any way you want. You have the power to feel any way you want. Now, you may choose to feel negative, and that is completely a choice. And you may also choose to feel positive emotion, which brings me to unconditional love. Unconditional love is a choice that you can choose to feel if you want. Unconditional love is actually for you. Now, I know you may think when you hear unconditional love, at least I did, I thought that might be hard to do. It might be hard to love somebody unconditionally. Unconditional love, you may think requires sacrifice, or you may think it requires for you to settle for something that you don't want, or maybe not having certain needs or requests being met. And I totally hear you. I totally get this. But feeling unconditional love, feeling that love is for you. It's not a sacrifice for the other person. It's not settling because you get to feel it. Unconditional love is not done out of sacrifice or settling. If you think about it, you're the one who gets to feel it. So it's not giving that other person your love, which is impossible. They can't feel what you're feeling. And I know that might be a little mind-blowing. So let me explain a little further. So you have a thought, maybe about something that your partner did, and then you feel love. You have a thought that generates that feeling of love. You feel that vibration in your body. Your partner cannot feel that love. Now, they could have a thought that creates love for them, and then they feel love, but it comes from their thoughts. And your love comes from your thoughts. So when you choose to feel unconditional love, you are choosing that for yourself. You're not sacrificing or settling for the other person. You're choosing it for yourself, to feel that for yourself, to feel that vibration, to feel that amazing feeling for yourself. Unconditional love is actually to make your life easier and not harder. You know how I mentioned it might be hard to feel that unconditional love? It might be difficult. But feeling love feels great. So it actually makes your life easier. Feeling a negative emotion could possibly make your life harder, right? If you think about it. You are the only one who gets to feel your love. And feeling love feels amazing. So I just want you to pause here. Pause and take a breath. Maybe close your eyes and ask yourself, how does love feel to you? Really breathe into that feeling. How does it feel? Where do you feel it in your body? Maybe it feels warm, calming, comforting, maybe open, peaceful. Those are the descriptions that come to mind when I feel love. Now, doesn't that feel amazing? When given the choice, why wouldn't we want to feel that feeling? why wouldn't we want to feel that amazing, peaceful, calm, warm feeling? But most of us don't consciously choose to feel love all of the time. Now let's ask ourselves why. Why is that? Maybe your partner isn't meeting your expectations. Maybe your partner isn't meeting your wants and your needs. But then you use this to feel bad. You choose intentionally the thoughts that create the negative feeling to feel bad. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's just noticing where it comes from. Notice your power. Notice where your control is. Sometimes we want to feel negative. We're choosing that intentionally. It's never the other person who makes us feel anyway. You are always in control of your own emotions. Your thoughts about your partner create your feelings. Always. This is always the case. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your partner cannot do that, which is the best news. If your partner created your feelings, you would always be at the mercy of whatever your partner did or didn't do, or said or didn't say. But you are actually in control. You are incredibly powerful over yourself. So when you feel a negative or positive feeling towards your partner, you are creating this. You are the one generating this feeling for yourself. So if you think about this, we use these expectations, right, that we have for our partner as an excuse to feel bad, which of course doesn't feel good. So just know where your power is within all of this. Your power is in your thoughts. And having that awareness, you can choose unconditional love because it feels amazing. And you can also choose to feel negative if you want to. Completely your choice. So let's look deeper into this. Think of the reasons your partner is hard to love sometimes. What comes up for you? Your thoughts about your partner are creating your feelings. So whatever thoughts you have about your partner create those feelings within you. So for an example, a thought that someone could think is my partner should be more involved in family activities. This thought may create the feeling of resentment or frustration. Now the thought, my partner should be more involved in family activities, creates the feeling. It's not whatever the partner did or didn't do. And this thought, when you choose to think this thought, you have chosen to feel this way as well. You've chosen resentment and frustration. So it's good to slow things down and be aware of what you're choosing to think and feel. Now, if you want to feel unconditional love, if you want to generate this, that is an option, and we can practice doing so. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Why do you love your partner? Now you can make a list of these reasons and refer back to them whenever you want to focus on these thoughts, whenever you want to generate that love within you. And now fill in the blank. Think of your partner and fill in the blank. I am thankful for. I admire you for. I'm grateful for. I love you because. How do you feel when you think these thoughts about your partner? Does love come up? Is that a feeling that is created when you think these thoughts? Now, it's also important to know that unconditional love does not mean you are approving or condoning or accepting all behavior. It does not mean you don't take actions to protect yourself. Unconditional love simply means you get to feel love when you think about your partner or when you think about that other person. Those thoughts create that feeling. It does not mean you are approving, condoning, or accepting all behavior. So now we're going to put unconditional love and being a perfectly imperfect human together. We're going to mash them up. When you can accept your partner as human, as we talked about earlier, and not perfect, what this does is you open yourself up to feelings of compassion or understanding. You open up yourself to feelings of unconditional love. When you accept your partner as human and not perfect, you are open to unconditional love. And you have the power to generate this feeling. All of these feelings of compassion, understanding, unconditional love, because of the thoughts you're choosing to think. So when we look at our partner as human and imperfect, we can drop into that place of compassion, understanding, and love. And a bonus to go along with this is when you are open, when you open yourself up and you have those feelings of compassion and understanding and unconditional love, it gives the other person room to show up as who they are more freely. Now, of course, we can't control whether they do or they don't. But if you think about it, when you approach your partner with these feelings of compassion and understanding, and you behave in ways from those feelings, you are more open, and they, in turn, can be more open as well. They can show up as more authentic if they want to. So this mashup of being a human and loving unconditionally, I like to call it unconditional, perfectly human love. This mashup creates this understanding of our humanness, understanding of our imperfect human love that we can create for ourselves. Humans are not absolute. What I mean by that is they are not always one way. They are sometimes this way or that way. They are not just one thing or solely one way. They are both. Humans have layers and differences. So for an example, humans are not both good and bad. I mean, humans are both good and bad. They're not or, right? You're not good or bad. Humans are good and bad. They're not absolute. Now try this out. What prevents you from loving and enjoying your partner more? What prevents you from loving and enjoying your partner more? Now add the and instead of the or, and your brain will go to work to find the love and compassion. You can think of ways that, when you ask yourself what prevents you from loving and enjoying your partner more, you can think of ways that it isn't true. For example, if one of your reasons is my partner isn't involved in family activities enough, the sometimes or the and? Are there times that he or she is involved? Or are there times is he or she both involved and not involved? Or not absolute? Or and not or? Or sometimes, not always? Or both, not just or solely one way? We are unconditional, perfectly human love. That's what we're generating. That's what our goal is. So the solution to enjoying the process of enjoying your partner completely, love their imperfections, love their humanness, and in turn, you enjoy your partner wholly, completely. Love yourself as human. Love your imperfections. Accepting all of yourself and in turn show up how you want to. When I am not striving to be the perfect mom or wife, when I accept my humanness, I show up with love and act from this place with actions and behaviors that come from that love, that are in line with being the mom and wife that I want to be, instead of striving for that unattainable place of perfection, of never being satisfied of getting there, of putting that pressure on myself and showing up with behaviors that follow from there. When I can drop into my humanness and my imperfect, perfect place, I can show up as who I want to be. And along this whole process, if you choose to feel love, you are choosing to feel amazing. And this is absolutely a choice you can choose. When you choose to feel unconditional love, you create an authentic, a real, intimate, and enjoyable relationship for you and possibly for that other person as well. Because you are showing up with that openness. So let's recap. Perfection is an unattainable goal, which can hold your relationship back. It can hold you back. When we strive for that perfect, ideal version of ourselves, or when we want our partner to be that perfect version, or when we want our relationship to be that perfect relationship, we hold ourselves and our relationship back. So drop into that humanness. Love that humanness. Love the imperfections. See your partner as both instead of just or solely one way. See your partner as human. Unconditional love is for you and it feels the best. It's not a sacrifice. It's not settling. You get to feel that love and it feels amazing. Loving someone, their imperfections and all, creates an authentic, real, and intimate relationship. So I urge you to enjoying your partner completely. As imperfect as they are, as human as they are. Thank you so much for listening. I really enjoyed going over all of this with you. It was such a fun episode. And if you are interested in signing up for a free 20-minute coaching, visit my website at whitneywellscoaching.com. I would love to coach you. I also offer a relationship makeover program if you want to take your relationships to that next level. I would love to coach you and bring you through that program. It is seriously a transformation for you and for your relationships, and you will see your relationships in it with a different lens and from a different perspective. You can use these tools to up-level any relationship and transform it. So I would love to coach you. Visit my website and we can get started today. Thanks. Bye. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to whitneywellscoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.